beautiful bugs, and welcome back to another episode of the Kingdoms of Meraki. So in the last episode, I ended up doing a time-lapse of the village that I am currently staying at. And yeah, after the video came out, I realized that it probably wasn't exactly the best move, considering that this is supposed to be a long play. And yeah, I kind of went back into the old habit of kind of doing a time-lapse for some of the bigger stuff. And that doesn't exactly fall into the realm of a, like an actual, long play. So the reception of the video wasn't the best, and I definitely understand that. And so I am going to try from here on out to kind of make sure that the videos are actually in long play form. So let's go ahead and get it out of the, that view. And yeah, so this is the village here. I have decided to call it the village of Ámmos. So Ámmos is sand in Greek. I figure since, we are doing Meraki, which is another Greek word, that I would go ahead and incorporate another one. It sounded, I was kind of looking for different words for sand, and I felt that, was kind of appropriate with the sound of it and all of that. So this is the village of Ámmos. Now, let's go ahead and come through here. I want to show you guys the interior of all the buildings. So we're going to kind of do a tour today. So this is my base area. So we got this nice little bedroom up here. And then if we come down here, I ended up sprucing this up as well. So in here, I have a little area where I can listen to the discs. Granted, I only got 2 so far. But yeah, and then little storage area, which, yeah, I'm very much running out of space. So, and as you saw here, I've been kind of working on some of the actual, equipment, because, yeah, my feather falling boots are almost done for. So a couple more falls and no more. Yeah, I've been collecting cats in between episodes as well, so there's definitely a lot of cats kind of just hanging out here, and then I've got the one up on the bed up there, and then Figs inside the actual house. So I definitely think that I need to have an actual pet sanctuary. Now, for the village of Ámmos, my idea was to take the actual buildings that Minecraft had created for each one of the villagers and turn it into the style of this house here. So make them bigger, well, at least in most cases, make them bigger so that, there's more space to do the interiors, and then as well as, actually, make them into this style. So this one right here, this was the library. And then in here, let's go ahead and come in here. So this right here, I actually plan on doing some lore books and actually store them in here. So this is actually going to be the library for the Kingdoms of Meraki. So I will have, little books here and there in here where I can store little bits of lore and maybe some stories from, from the villagers and the people who live in the kingdoms. And so this is my mending villager. So that is the only librarian that I have, as I can get everything else via the enchanting table. So let's go ahead and come over here. So over here, I just have a little chicken coop. These guys are making lots and lots of eggs for me. So that would be good for pumpkin pies as well as future chicken areas. And then this is, this is an expanded, so it's a lot bigger version of the little pen that they have in the desert villages. And then if we come over here, I ended up doing these date palms. I thought that would be really appropriate. This is, in the desert, I mean, there's not necessarily going to be a whole lot that's actually growing within the desert. However, they do have some of the date palms, especially in the areas that have more water. And seeing as how we definitely have the water here, and so there's definitely there's water underground, and we also have the river that is over there as well. So this is definitely a more well hydrated area, and it's also on the edge of some place that can actually sustain more life. So over here we have the garden area. So I've got 3 of these. So we got wheat, potatoes, and carrots. Now these are expanded versions of the ones that are done by Mojang for the game. And so I just ended up expanding them out, and then I did a slightly modified version of their little well area. And then over here, this is the city center. And so I ended up expanding this out again. It was one of those that they had little stalls and stuff, but I made them a little bit more expanded. Then of course added the extra stuff, like over here, this one's selling wood. That one over there is kind of like a a bookshop, and then we got ores, and then this one I wanted to do amethyst. However, I have yet to find a geode. Geodes and dripstone are two things that are very much eluding me at the moment. Now, here, this is the farming supply shop. And so we can go ahead and take a quick look at the gardens that I have here. So they're, you know, pretty much the same, just slightly different shapes, and then, yeah, and then other things going on. Because, like, we got the barrels on those, and this one actually has the hay bales because of these. And I ended up doing a wall that goes around in order to kind of protect people from actually falling into the giant hole that's over there. So here in this first one, this is the little area for the farmer to actually stay. So just a little quaint apartment on this side. And then over here, this is where the actual shop is and where the actual farmer is. So I can come in here and trade with them. As you can see, they're still, all of them are still in the minecart. So if I do need to move them for some reason, I am able to do so. Oh, and then over here, we've got just like, you know, like a little shop. So like people would actually be able to buy. So if this was multiplayer, I would end up putting the different, you know, different foods and stuff in there. And then up here, just a little storage area for the farmer, and then an area for him and a companion to come out and kind of, you know, watch the sun. Hold on, that's west. Yeah, sunset. So rises in the east and sets in the west. Yeah, so he would be able to see the actual sunset. So let's go ahead and hop down here. So from there, we can come over here. This is the toolsmith. And so, yeah, I know the lava is probably not going to be this close to wood, but we're going to have to make it work. So, and then just a little area for the toolsmith to work on the actual, like, tools and all of that, and then some place for him to display them. And then our lovely toolsmith, which I've done pretty much nothing with other than to lock him in so that, yeah, he didn't change his trades. At some point, I do need to come back with a whole bunch of coal. Unfortunately, I'm running really low on coal. I actually had to stop smelting stuff because, yeah, I ran out of coal. Now in here, this has got a little bit of a surprise, but first let's check out the apartment over here. So just a little kitchen dining area and a bedroom, and then down here he's got an underground pool so you can stay nice and cool down here during the hot summer days and stuff. So I thought that was, you know, there was a blank space down here. I think they did actually have some water down in the original, but I wanted to, you know, I wanted to expand that even more. And then over here, I believe this is the armor. No, this is a tannery. So this is a tannery guy. So hello. So right now, like I said, yeah, a lot of these don't have a whole lot of trades unlocked, but I'll work on them as I kind of progress through the game. So and then just a little bedroom up here. I kind of, I really like the lime green and the orange. I might have to use that in a different, in a different area. And then just, he can come out onto his roof up here and kind of, hang out. These were bottom slabs, and so I couldn't put down any chairs or anything like that. Now, if we come over here, I did do a little area back here for storage. So just using the bamboo. If you can't tell, I'm in love with the bamboo. Oh my gosh. Oh, and speaking of bamboo, and it is getting a little close. Speaking of bamboo, I'll go ahead and go to the map here. Up here, there's an azalea tree I found. And the only reason why I found it is because I went in search of bamboo. So this entire area is all jungle. And yeah, so I went up there. I'm like, there has got to be more bamboo here in this jungle. And so I ended up going up there and happened to find an azalea tree, so I did find, find that. So, and yeah, I just wish I could actually find the amethyst and the dripstone. At some point, I will actually find it. Now over here, I've got the sheep and the pigs. So let's go ahead and take a nap real quick. And there we go. All right, so we got sheep, pigs. I ended up adding, cactus, dude. I thought that was a creeper. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, don't blow up the pigs. So I ended up adding in some of the mud in here because, of course, the pigs love to roll around in the mud and all of that. And then we've got some of the sheep in here with the different colors that I was using within the village. And then up here we have the, the Boyer? Fletcher. So this is the Fletcher, and so this one has a lot more unlocked because I was getting emeralds via the stick trade. And so this is just a, you know, a nice little compact little shop. And then in here we have this, you know, storage up here. This doesn't have any storage because, again, bottom slab. However, this is the tower that they can end up using in order to try to defend the village. So this would be like where they have extra weapons, and then they could open these up and fire at enemies and all of that. And then, of course, they have all the way up here at, if I can get up, there we go, all the way up at the top, so you can have a beautiful view of the village and the nice river that's over there. All right, so let's go ahead and get back down. I'm definitely not jumping off this roof. It's a little bit high. I'm already, yeah, okay, good. I didn't, the armor has not taken any damage from me falling. And then back here we have a little area where people can end up practicing their bow skills, and just a little bit of storage for all of that. And so over here, this is the mason, just kind of hanging out back here. And so, you know, just like in the normal ones, we have, you know, some of the actual terracotta and stuff. And then I've been trading a little bit with them. As soon as I get Silk Touch, it's going to be a lot better. Right now, I just have the Fortune 3. I think I might have a Silk Touch pick, but it just has Silk Touch in it. I'd have to go back to the zombie area. And then I did a little thing back here where they have the bricks out, drying out, so that they can end up turning them into the bigger brick blocks. And then up here, this is our cartographer, who I really need to actually start trading with. That way I can get the maps for some of the other, you know, features. And then in here, I didn't do anything with this. I wasn't quite sure. This, yeah, really small area. And so not 100% sure what I want to do in here. So I just kind of left it. And then just like in the other, you know, the other one though, in the other one, it doesn't have doors. And the one that comes, you know, with the actual, you know, game by default, they have a little staircase that comes down here as well. So I really like doing that. And I love these little trees. They added just a little bit. And then, of course, you know, with the fact, I mean, we are in a desert, so they're not necessarily going to have a lot of foliage just kind of growing around because there's not a whole lot of water. And then over here, this building right here, if I can get, there we go. This right here, this is actually the same size as the one by default. I just ended up modifying a little bit because it was already big to begin with, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need to expand that out any. So here we go. So this is the little area that I have for our lovely cleric. It was so funny. I actually mixed up the cartographer with the cleric, and I put the cartographer in here first, and I'm like, wait a minute, why aren't you working? And then I clicked on one, I'm like, oh, you're the wrong villager. So yeah, and then of course, you know, I ended up expanding out their one as well because I was trading the rotten flesh for the emeralds since we have the zombie farm down there. And then I just added some of the lovely fillable bookcases in the sides here, and then area for people to add donations, and then little books and stuff. So yeah, so that is that's the last village house. And then over here, I ended up doing this little crane thing, which would, you know, they would be able to bring up and down in order to actually have, you know, be able to get down into the ravine. And somehow, I do not know how, but the iron golem ended up down there. I have no clue how he ended up getting down there. The only thing I could speculate is that maybe it walked onto here and then kind of fell down from there. But yeah, that was an interesting little surprise when I was going down there to explore. And so yeah, well, we'll have to figure out. I probably need to bring another iron golem, like actually spawn one into the village area to, you know, kind of protect them up here as well. Though there's a good possibility that they may end up down in the, in the ravine too. Oh, and then one of the things I forgot to point out was this. I really like these mud bricks. So this is another new block, and the mud bricks really look cool. And then I was really happy when I actually got that up so that I could actually start making some. I only used a little bit in here, but I definitely want to use more of those in the future. But yeah, so that is the village of Ámmos. Definitely really happy with the way that this all turned out. and super excited to actually make some more of these. I'm actually thinking about turning these into like, little tutorials and stuff like that to kind of, like different ways to build village, little village houses, because there's other ones that I didn't get a chance to do because I don't have the villagers in here. Like I don't have a fisherman, I don't have a armorer or a weaponsmith or anything like that. So oh my gosh, I heard the twang and I thought something was shooting at me. No, it's just a Fletcher doing his work. But yeah, so definitely really happy with the way that this all turned out. And I will definitely make sure to kind of slow the content down. So we can do, something more along like these lines rather than do like an actual time lapse. That way I can kind of talk to you guys about the process rather than just, throwing some music on it and be like, oh, hey, yeah, this is what I did. And granted, it worked out well for, the time period because, we were prepping to get school started and all of that. And so there wasn't a whole lot of time where I could actually, like, do voiceover kind of work. So definitely really happy with the way that all this turned out. And I'm very excited about moving on to some of the other projects. And speaking of those, I am going to head down to something that I discovered as I was going through my mine doing mining stuff. So let me go ahead and head down and then show you guys. Okay, so the first thing is this absolute massive cave that I ended up finding. So I was going through my, it was my mines, so the ones that I just basically, dug straight down so that I could dig out, the lines and all of that in order to, get any ores and stuff like that. So the one I have so this would be at the iron level one that I have. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go explore and see what this, what this actual cave in is. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. I wanted to go and see what this actual cave was, and oh my gosh, like that is absolutely huge. I've been trying to slowly go through and light everything up, and oh my gosh, I really want to do something down here. I can really see like a total like dwarven village kind of thing in here. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment yet. We have this entire cave system that we can end up using for this. I mean, it's absolutely massive. Now, I didn't explore all the way in this direction because of the fact that there is a mine shaft, which I would actually like to explore with everyone at some point. However, that won't be today as we are, with the tour and stuff. I don't think it really, we're going to go way over time if I end up doing that. So I figured that I would show you, kind of the projects to come as well as the tour. And then we got a zombie coming in here. But yeah, that is the lovely mine shaft. Oh, can you get up to me? You can. But that is a lovely mine shaft. So at some point I will end up working on exploring that and then trying to figure out, look at this. Could you imagine turning that into like some kind of dwarven hallway or, oh my gosh, what is there is a Forgotten Realms game I'm thinking, is it Forgotten Realms? Oh my gosh, I can't, there's so many different conflicting ideas that are kind of running through my head right now in terms of like what that could end up being. There's, I can actually visually see it. It has the, there are like machinations and stuff like that you end up discovering. I'd have to go back through the games that I've played and see which one it actually is. But yeah, at some point we'll end up exploring that. But the final thing is all the way down here. So this was also discovered as I was kind of exploring things. And so this right here, this is going to be the center of, where they all fall. But I have a skelly spawner. So this is going to be really awesome because this is going to allow me to get a source of bone meal, which will be super awesome for farms and all of that. And so I kind of mapped it out that, from where this is, I want where they fall down to be right there. And then I'll be standing in between the two. So this is definitely, this is down at -12. So we have plenty of space, unlike the zombie one, to be able to actually create like a full-on farm where they are actually one hit. So definitely super excited about that. Ooh, and it is nighttime. So with that, that's going to be one of our next projects. And then I'm not sure if that will be like a full episode. Probably not. But we are, yeah, I mean, we're pretty much done with this area, other than, building some of the other ones. So I should say we're done with the village. I do have one other villager that I can end up using that is still kind of trapped in a minecart with no job or anything like that. So I can end up creating one more village house if I absolutely need to. I don't know what I want to do with them because it's one of those, I have all of the villagers that I was already planning. So it should be interesting to see like what we can do with them. I may just leave them as being jobless, and then from there we can end up like maybe moving them or something to some other desert village or desert build or something, just as like like this is the belongs to the villager. So maybe we do some kind of like oasis build, and we have the villager out there to be like, hey, welcome to the oasis kind of thing. So yeah, so definitely really happy with the progress on this. Like I said, I will make sure to slow things down so that we actually do. I haven't really done like a true long play, and so old habits definitely die hard. So yeah, I'll make sure that I don't do any more of the whole bunch of stuff done in a single time lapse kind of thing. So I may still do some of the little ones like within an episode, but for now, I think, we'll put those kind of things for other projects. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think of all of these lovely builds. If you're interested in tutorials and stuff on said builds, as well as some of the other ones that are, that weren't included within the village. And yeah, so I definitely hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And if you did, definitely hit that like button.
If you're new to the channel, click the Mantis icon to subscribe, then hit the bell button to get notified when I put out additional content. Want to check out more of my videos? Try the one on the left, or you could check out the playlist on the right. That's it for now, but I'll see you guys in the next episode.